Okay, so to make one of our Kaleidocycles, first we're going to need a template. Now, we have actually used this website here, foldplay.com, which is a really nice, straightforward idea. Basically, you upload 4 different photos and you put it into the template and they do all the work for you, and this is the worksheet that it prints out for you. And the worksheet actually has instructions all the way around it as well, so you can just give it to someone, and if they can follow the instructions, they'll be able to make their own, which is really, really helpful. So you can do whatever design you want, if it's for your company, if it's for other letter sounds specific to your school, however you want it to be. Definitely recommend checking this out. We'll put a link at the bottom of this video so that you'll be able to do it. So the first thing we need to do once we've got our template is we need to cut round all of the black lines. So we are going to start that. Make sure that you don't cut out these sections where it says glue, but do cut into these parts. So off we go. There we go, so once we have cut it all out, we should have a template that looks something along the lines of this. So the next section is going to be starting the folding. Now, it can be quite tricky, whether you're not using paper or you're using card, it can be a little bit tricky to get the folds, and we really want to make sure that we don't fold anywhere else other than the lines that we're folding on, because the more folded and crumpled up the piece of paper gets, the harder it will be to stay in shape for the Kaleidocycle. So we suggest that it's good if you can score the lines, just to give it a little bit of an extra ease when trying to fold it. Don't be too hard when scoring it, as you'll just end up slicing straight through the paper and then it will fall apart when you're making it, but just to give it a bit of an extra bend. So we're going to score it on all of the diagonals in both directions, as well as all of these verticals here, just by running over using our scissors and a ruler. Right, so now that we've scored it, you may or may not be able to just see very faintly where we've scored it on some of the pieces, and it'll just make it easier for us folding now. So to start with, we're going to start with these vertical lines here, and we're going to fold them so that the image is going to be face to face with the image, so that all we're going to see is the white on the back. Okay, so we folded that in, so now we're going to fold all of the diagonals, but this time we're going to fold them the other way round. So we're going to fold them so that the white is going back to back, is going face to face, and all we're going to be able to see is this side. There we go. So once we've got it all folded up, it should look something like that. So it's almost like a tube that you can see down, the way that it's all bending. Now, essentially, what we are going to be doing is we are going to be getting these yellow pieces to go onto these white boxes. So all we're going to do is we're going to let it slide round and let it naturally fall into place. Now, be careful not to squeeze too much, because if you squeeze it too much, it might end up going into a bit of a circular, into a cylindrical way, and we don't want that. We don't want it to look like a tube. We want to keep these triangles on show the whole time. So essentially this is how it's going to look to begin with. So now we're going to actually stick this part onto there. Now it does say glue, but gluing can be a little bit tricky, you know, when you're trying to stick it down there, because you don't want to accidentally be pushing too hard and fold a different part, because as I say, the more that you fold, the more creases this gets in it, the harder it is going to be to actually finish it off in the end. So we are going to use some sticky tape instead. So once we put the sticky tape on in place, we can then line this up and just gently push it down so that those should stick together. You may want to use more sticky tape, you may want to use less, it depends. It's obviously easier with more, but it may get a bit tricky if you get the wrong piece of paper stuck to the wrong place. So we've done that middle one first, so we're now going to do it on these either side as well. Okay, so now we've got all of the sections stuck down together. So we've got it just as one long tube going the whole way through. So what we need to do is we now need to just fold it into position so that we find all of the pieces that are there. And essentially we have our kaleidoscope cycle now ready to go. So the last thing we need to do is we just need to put a bit of tape on this tab on either side there, because these parts are going to just be pushed into there like that. That's how we're going to do them. I realised that I actually forgot to fold these earlier, so that's a mistake on my part, so it makes it a bit trickier for me to get them in now. So if I just give these a little fold now, and then I'm going to add some tape to them. You get that in. We just might need to push it down ever so slightly. And then we have our kaleidoscope cycle. So this is our letter sound kaleidocycle. So D, O, G, dog. And that's how you do it. Now, as I say, I'll put links onto the bottom of this video to show where you can download your own. I'll also include some links where you can download these from our website. We've already created a selection of templates so that you can create a few more. Dog is one of, we've got 10 on there. But yeah, give it a go and have fun.